Silent prayer, please.
No, let me have
This one, and drop that one.
That is the symbol.
The symbol, yes.
But in the proper, if they can come in insert.
Insert. I have almost 150. Okay, let me. 150 maybe. I think that's more than the number.
You don't understand whether it can come with the photo.
No, the photo, this is what I want to explain. Because the guy who took the contract.
Let me get to that.
Oh, okay.
Let me get to that.
And the landscape. It should be photos.
Yeah, let's go through it one by one now. First, let's show you citizen. Let's show you citizen.
Yes, I am.
Any form of identity, ID card, passport.
Yes, I am.
I don't see nomination card.
These are the nominations.
No, not certificate. There's one for the first one. Yeah, it's the very formal.
I don't feel.
But it's not free.
Okay, that's already in here. Nominees.
Yes, we must have gone through this.
Yeah, I don't.
Now, write me on sign for us in confirmation that you are in order with you.
Indeed. What is that? Yeah.
The samples, what about the photos you said? What is it for?
The photo, instead of portrait, needed landscape, so we have to change. We just received this thing yesterday. All our photos are like that.
Yeah.
But it will be changed before.
Yeah, I'm hoping you go with this too, so that when you are coming, you can come with a complete set.
No problem. Yes.
Mr. Nyasi, thank you very much for coming. We've gone through all your papers and we certified that you fulfill the requirements of state law. Notwithstanding all your documents, as soon as we are ready, your documents will be out there on the table for scrutiny. Like all the other two candidates that came before you, their documents are all out there for scrutiny. It will be there, and your nominees will also be checked to make sure that the required 300 you fulfill that. And that's why, as of now, we just issue with a receipt, not an acceptance. Once we are through with the whole process, then we can go ahead to issue the receipt with the event of the objection. Congratulations.
In addition to what he has said, This one I know you should have an experience about it because we are one of the members. So we want a peaceful campaign program and of course everybody will have a peaceful campaign. So you see it will be interesting.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You have the
Yes. Okay. All right.
you have the media waiting for you.
Very much for joining us again. Just a reminder that you still watching Kerr Fatou, and we are broadcasting live at, of course, the IEC Brikama complex. And joining me is, of course, Ali Fall from Member Caring TV and radio. So we've just witnessed the nomination of the National Assembly member for Fonyi Councillor. He's also a candidate that will be contesting the election. Amul Nyasi. Amul Nyasi is a well-known person in the Gambia and a well-respected person in the country. But that is Amul Nyasi. So we have to go there and listen to what he is saying. I think, yeah.
Honorable, you have just submitted your nomination papers. Can you confirm to us if all your papers have been submitted to the IEC office?
Thank you very much. Let me begin by recognizing, invoking the presence of the Almighty Allah for enabling me going through the nomination process. I want to confirm that I have submitted all what is requested or all what is required of me, except my party symbol and my pictures. These are the two pending of all the requirements. These are the two pending.
Now tell us why is Honorable Amul Nyasi seeking a re-election for the Fonyi Councillor seat?
Thank you very much. It's a very important question, and I was looking forward to that question from the media. I believe Musa Amul Nyasi is a household name in the country. My contribution in the National Assembly is not hidden, and my principle is, or my motto for running for re-election is efficiency, honesty, and selfless. I think this has been me, this has been my position over the period, and I believe I have served my people beyond expectation. Not only the people I represent, but the entire Gambian populace. So I believe re-electing me is a continuation of what I've been doing.
What has the people of Fonyi, the constituent Fonyi Councillor, benefited during your last 5 years in the National Assembly?
It's enormous in the area of health. There is no health facility in my constituency where my support have not been recognized. And I have fully also represented them when it comes to representation, because parliamentary work is about legislation, representation, and oversight. And I am convinced beyond reasonable doubt that this is something that I have performed to the best of my ability. Not only that, I have been with my people in terms of need. I have been with my people when it is hard for them. The records are there to show what I actually did for my people in terms of need. So I will not stand here to name all that I have done, but I am convinced that they have been following, and Gambians, or even non-Gambians alike, both here and in the diaspora, have been following my work at the National Assembly.
Going forward, if re-elected, given a second mandate, what would be your priority areas? What would you want to do in your next time in office if re-elected?
I will continue to serve my people selflessly. When I say my people, I'm talking about the Gambia in a broader perspective, because that is what parliament work is all about. And we will continue to hold the government to account, because this time round is going to be a difference. The last 5 years was a very hard moment for me because I was full-time opposition. But this time round, I am part of the parties that form this sitting government. So putting the government to account and then challenging the government will be the order of the day, because I want the government to succeed. And for the government to succeed as a legislature, I should not take sides, but should look at what is of best interest to the people of the Gambia and stand by that. So giving me another chance would be putting the government to task to live up to the expectation of the Gambian people, why the president and the government is put to the positions that they handle. So it's going to be an achievement for the people I represent.
Earlier on, one of your opponents, who is also contesting for the same seat, Abdullah Bojang, an independent candidate, was here to fight his nominations. And when asked, he said one of his priority areas would be to see the economic soldiers in the Fonyi area, especially in the Fonyi Councillor, to be withdrawn from that part of the country. What would be your stance if you return to the National Assembly with regards to the economic soldiers, which is generating some issues and some debates, especially around that part of the country?
Actually, I think it's something that I would just have to re-echo, because this is something I've been talking about since 2017 when I was elected. My followers will bear with me that I have taken position in ensuring that the foreign forces in Fonyi are withdrawn. And I won't relent. It's something that I will continue to pursue. I've been pursuing the government, and I will continue to pursue the government to ensure that the foreign forces who are in Fonyi are withdrawn. It's something that, he's just going to, whosoever in the event I'm not re-elected, whosoever will come on board will just have to continue from where I started. But the foundation has been laid by me. That cannot be denied.
How confident is Honorable Nyasi to return to the National Assembly?
Honorable Nyasi is fully confident based on the work I have done over the period. So I have no doubt that the people of Kansala would see the need to put me back to office and continue the good work that I have already started.
And what next after the nomination?
Well, after the nomination, we will just go back and wait for IEC's confirmation. Once they confirm, I believe my team will be invited to come and harmonize the campaign itinerary. And once the campaign itinerary is harmonized, we know our dates. We will now set out to the field to go and canvass for votes in a very peaceful, polite, and decent manner.
Honorable, we understand you cannot name everything that you have done, but can you name some of the developments you have done for the people of Fonyi Kasala during these 5 years of
Thank you very much. In the education sector, I have stood to ensure that however little it may be, we have natives of Fonyi who are pursuing their highest education, which is university education, through scholarship. That is something I have done. I have talked about the health sector. Go to the hospital in Buya. What I did there is remarkable. I did not only stop at that. Every Ramadan for the past 5 years, I could not give it to any household, but I've ensured that through the support of Gambians in the diaspora, particularly the natives of Kansala, we give support to every community, however small the token may be, in the form of rice, in the form of sugar. We did not only stop at that. When COVID struck, we were also together to see how we can be of support to the natives of Fonyi Kansala. And I've gone around the entire constituency to distribute detergents, and not only distribute detergents, but to sensitize the people, my electorates, on the need to heed to the WHO set standards in terms of protecting oneself from being infected from the COVID. All these are things that I have done over the period. In the area of agriculture, I have done my little, because I believe you cannot just be telling people do it without setting the standard. So that is why for the past 5 years, if you have followed, you would have seen that I have been busy in the farm every rainy season. So to name just a few, these are some of the activities that I have been embarked upon, just trying to see how I improve on the living standards of my electorates. And I have also stood for them in terms of hardship. We are aware of certain situations that happened to Fonyi, particularly in June 2017, when the late Aruna Jata was shot to death by the foreign forces. My position was not hidden. We continue when this recent development happened between the MFDC forces and the foreign forces, Senegalese forces in Fonyi, Bayam and Kanilai for that matter. I think I was seen everywhere. I reached out in a very difficult situation, but I felt I need to go out because that is why I was there for my people. I told them, even if it means giving my blood for you to survive, if it was me dying for you to survive, I am ready for it. And that was why I went all out in that hard moment, just to allay their fears, to let them come back and resettle and reintegrate with their families, because we are all aware that they were seriously internally displaced.
Thank you very much, Andrew.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much for joining us. That was, of course, Honorable Amul Nyasi. We'll try to see whether we can have him on the platform here if it's possible. But if it's not possible, also, we're just going to continue and see. We're trying to bring him here. Well, Honorable, of course, Amul Nyasi. Mbakara kan ne prokaje ko nga futandi na panel of course I'm honorable binaka ne already be silale pour na kacha of course honorable welcome yeah thank you very much for coming um, honorable Amul Nyasi lem wati foni kansala la sitting deputy walam andum fanang of course abe contest kan ne pour in National Assembly mi alon ko lekana of course saying yela nomination o kala munem next year again
abarka bake wo jini karo ko bayata na nomination ko ya fo nyami sa ni binamen kala wala mbital la moyla pour ay si na nomination o endos so ni na nomination o endos même binakela next wala minti pour ka funti ka campagne o ke bari alon wona man kala fo sen fenkol taya jube kaytolo anin la campagne itinerary so be jube ya jube anin lo nyolu la campagne itinerary ye beta ye kenyo kan pour ka je ko ni campagne be kerin doron e momo se silabula idonyo ye so
all right honorable nga moyle chairman o ka fo like kayti dol bi jele mi alon ko am manke ta kayti jumal bi je mi alon ko e nyante naati la kayti fula nyongol mi alon ko am manke te bulu andong ye criteria bi jele mi alon ko ya londile before these days
kayti fulalem komi natalo aya so sanyi natalo te ke dinola asa pamoy pati symbol te dinola asa tara natalo tuta koma so wala nay konye ko sanyi be minkela e be natalo sambalale nale natalo ke meya lon ko adin IEC la requirement tata alsina anin pati symbol be submit nyol pati symbol wo ba nyama wo be correct en kumu ala submit balia wala akana natalo le batu bare ni wonte kay safo no kayti kilinde tuta men nyanta tinala pour safo ko yen kadi membela ngabe dile sila nganal la moy itol bina men fola bare because natalo man pare wayatina le ko pati symbol ni fanate dinola ful be fufulol be se diwati kili
all right say nga GP in fonyi kansala modulalti mi alonko ye support soto do je back in 2017 kabrin kate fo be kan je but nga jele this last presidential candidate presidential election o mi alonko wala tambira nga min cross je wala nyindi ko GDC la led alliance ye carte soto je bakele fo yamira still ni mo kilingol be support kan because ita kafuta milla e man carte o fa wala bake
ito nyala ye mem fo wolem to nyaati komi 2017 sanjilulu komanto nga carte soto je bake fan baba bake fan do mandim fangonte yenyim fana mem fo wolbe to nyaari wolem nyinti ko presidential carte fayo mentambita ni ajube ko lata nyame anin anata funti nyame afatatan bare ngamira nsa lonne ko député carte fayo anin president ya carte fayo mankilia because député wol nyanta tundu nyanta mole tombona men ya lonko na sitale wodulato ase doko keno me ya lonko mol se ye ko sotono ko tonya ngani men tombo nga tombo men mannemisa adon député ya doko manna ka foko ila tundo doron député ya doko mo banko doko leti fengo femmi ya lonko ite nyante daka fulaje ada satinna la banko la yuruwa sa sababu wala bala banko la nyatota sa sababu wala imbe mu député wala doko leti ngajiki mantara komi ko murobu ka fallino bare ngajiki nakato nyin sanjilu tambela amantara moye kumpala nanata doku wala fahamuro anin doku wala kalamto ngajiki na doku ka bijan ka birin gambe jam fo gambe bantala itata dawoda musa amul nyasi mu toleti me yalonko ite ton tundute nyim banko kay ba fala dame moti membe na kende afal anina doku so ngajiki nin kansala ko ya long ngamenke anin lota pour ka menke be jikiri ñin nako ibe carte dilana pour nga continuer kan na doko.
All right, thank you very much honorable abarka bake kanana platform thank you very much yala chairman
of wota adum fanang be tentro ni jairo dila parti dingol la men yalon ko men mu NPP parti dingol ti diwol an kafu APRC parti dingol ma pour ka je ko ibe lola ñing kama kana carte dina ila carte dinna nin carte fayo si
Thank you very much.
ngol fana tempula mbeji
Thank you very much, Honorable. Nga appreciate baake ila nala of course mbela chairman o sotala me alon ko ate fana be futala na janne pour kaje ko of course na e kacha demanding chairman welcome me my call ta Mike Flanyango nyinta yeah wengar Mike Karesa Buma Samba Sadio all right Samba itelam chairman not right akamtale ko yela candidate o dandan nanne ba purayna isa mutano is okay isa yela candidate o dandan nanne mi alon ko Amul Nyasi mo jamali alon Gambia banko kanjang ise munati nayamira ko abe win nañi election la karbake
okay I'm passing in the plot the manga chairman the campaign manager MPP campaign manager.
Oh, you are the campaign manager. I'm very sorry, yeah. Yeah, chairman. Okay. Yeah.
Amul Nyasi na saman yang juga benyile ka ko ma green la ni election mo kanate Amul Nyasi ala do ko mammo kumba kambia ko no surtout kansala ko no Amul Nyasi fo ni bela député la manke de la kansala député da mati ndel bilari ngalale kaf ko nga mo ni lato abe ko kele na kansala la ni fo ni tuddu lo be anin gambe fa mo me abe ko kele député bunta mo mol nyaw sa
campaign manager I'm very sorry candidate do duntanane so wokang fonge bula nga word candidate dollar ten ko nati nang mi alon ko wala be dunkan I'm very sorry me la fleur dum printing kacha baage bari do duntanane abarka baake la na lam content nga appreciate baake la karamo la platform so be murla nga jibe candidate fulan jango mi alon ko le nata mi alon ko fana mo APRC candidate oti nga jibe ate fana be dunna nang nyame alkana nyina ko ning Aliou Falle be tara janka ko analyze la ning ko atele mon na ko panelist jang ning candidate sole la nomination o kare inshallah nabe of course am kolam kachala jani thank you very much Amul Nyasi aning dol woto nga jibe candidate o nyembe dunna nyame
This is for you to go and read so as that's what it means. Now these are own copy. You will write your name and sign. You're going to keep this one in confirmation that you're going to go you will sign for.
What is constitutional? Sample of your picture.
It's the same pictures.
Oh, the same problem.
Yeah, all that.
Something itinerary. For this one, we need to take it. It's not. We don't necessarily have to put this together. When you fill it, just fill in the roots that you're using, and also any comments whether it's a meeting or rally or whatever program you have in it. So you need to indicate the roots that you're using. submitted we will be issuing you with a receipt of nomination documents. The acceptance will be given at the end of the process because your list of nominees will be checked through to make sure that you have the valid required 300. Once we've checked through and there is no objection against you, then we will go ahead and issue you with an acceptance. If there is an objection, we will notify you. Like all the other candidates that came before you, as soon as you're ready, all your papers will be on the table. For anybody to come and look at and see what you've declared. If there's any objection, we'll let you know. Okay, in the meantime, congratulations and I wish you all the best. Okay.
So for you, company regularly, I think you've made a signature already.
Yes,
that has confirmed to us that you agreed to the terms and conditions of it.
Yes.
So we want, why are we doing this? Because we want a peaceful campaign, of course, so that we can have a peaceful election. Thank you so much.
That's for you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Wale Momodu Kamarati, anin journalist ole kana diamu science ngalom be murla jele dronga jibe abe munefala journalist wala fanang amul lenatak ate telem MPT of course am foni bintan karanai Momodu Kamara so ngata te fanan la moy nga jibe abe munefala mole jang Gabriela nomination kaitol track D of course independent electoral commission mi alonko felenting Brikama Jang. Nin technician ol pareda dong si Murunje.
Yes, thank you very much. I have submitted all my papers to the IEC. Yes, all my papers are submitted.
Why are you seeking re-election for the Fonyi Bintang seat?
Thank you very much for your support. Let me first say that yesterday, I think all of you have heard the accident that has happened. That has 11 lives all in my districts. So I'll first of all currently pray to God Allah to grant them better freedoms. And those at the clinic, wounded and at the clinic, I'm wishing them a speedy recovery. So before I come, I wish to say that to the journalists because it's a sad day for me. It's a very dark day for my district. There's 11 people for the same district. I think that's a sad. This is why I'm even coming. I come alone with a few of my people for the IEC. So thank you very much for the question. I think it is very important for me to come back as a National Assembly of Fonyi because we all know in 17, sorry, when the election has happened, we all know what has happened in Fonyi, and I tried to reconcile all my people. So I think that's the more reason why I wanted to come back so that I can reconcile Fonyi and try to see how best Fonyi can develop and try to see how best you can develop the Gambia. Because you have started a process at the assembly now. I'm there, I have the experience, I have so many things now. So I think it's best for me to come back to continue the experience I have in the assembly.
You talk about reconciliation. Were you able to succeed in reconciling your people? Because we still know that there is some little division, political division among the people of Fonyi.
Yes, this
and
is
not a little one, a big one.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. Before I succeeded, but at the end, it has happened again. So this is why I want to reconcile again. Because at the beginning, in 2017, coming down to what we are doing together, because we are able to reconcile, to do everything together. But at the end also, the same thing has happened. So I want to make the same reconciliation.
What can you look back and say that Honorable Kamara has achieved this for the past 5 years for the people of Fonyi Bintang?
Not only for the Fonyi Bintang, but for the whole Gambia. Because when you look at the assembly, we have did a lot, especially approving about 53 bills that has really helped the Gambia. So this is a great achievement. Some of these achievements are from the women's bill at the parliament. And so many things, I cannot name them a lot. And also in my constituency, I did a lot for my people. I give boreholes, and certain things, developments in my district. Yeah.
Okay. You talked about a fatal accident that happened yesterday, and a lot of people from your constituency lost their lives. We pray that God have mercy on their souls and heal the wounded. If you happen to go back to the parliament, accident is becoming a major problem in this country. If you are elected back into parliament, what would be your stand to make sure that proper laws are enacted to ensure that our roads are safe?
Thank you. I think as of now, if you are a key listener to the parliament, you know that even last week we called the Minister of Interior at the parliament, and we protest to him that this accident is happening in the Gambia every place. So we even assigned him to go and make a survey to know exactly what is the root cause of these accidents. So when I come back, the same thing will continue with the minister to make sure that the minister knows of the problem, the Minister of Interior, the police, so that they can address the problem.
But we need action.
Yes, action is by law. We will make laws that will try to address all these issues.
Now, going forward, what is on the table? What are you putting on the table for the people of Fonyi Bintang if re-elected for another term in the National Assembly elections?
The first thing I told you is reconciliation. Because if there is no reconciliation, if there is no chaos anywhere, there will be no development. That's my first thing I want to do for you. Then when I do that, then my priority here is youth and women. I want youth employment, skills, because our youths are here. We know that they are not having any job. The government cannot employ all. So if youths have skills, it's very important for them. And also women empowerment. Yeah.
How do you intend to empower the youths and empower the women?
How do I intend is to make good laws at the parliament that will empower the youths and the women. Yeah.
But you have spent 5 years and you're still telling us that there are problems with good laws about empowering youths.
You cannot make good laws for the 45 years old. It's a process. No? Government comes and goes. It's a process. We have achieved some and we cannot achieve all. But in the coming 5 years, I want to achieve some of these good laws also.
That's a promise?
It's a promise, yes. Okay. And I'll make sure
What's next for Honorable Kamara after the nominations?
Next is now I'll be going to my people to seek for re-election. I'm going for a campaign to seek for re-election. Yes, that's my next move now.
How confident are you?
Fully confident I will be. Because I know I've did a lot for my people and they have confidence in me.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Mr. Kamara, how will your people believe that what you are unable to do in your 5 years, you will be able to fulfill those things in the upcoming 5 years?
I think it's about that. I think to go to them, explain to them, and they know exactly what I have done. And even I was doing that. Sometimes from the parliament I call my people and explain to them. Sometimes when the certain bills come, I have to call my people and tell them this is a bill that is coming. What do you have? What do you know about it? Or can you give me anything? So these are the type of things I do with them. So they understand, and some of them understand.
Okay, with the 5 years that you've spent in the parliament, and then now you're seeking for the election, what have you done for the women and the youth within that 5 years, and that that there are some that you have done for them, and then there are part that you are unable to do for them, then you wanted them to, in the election, for you to be able to fulfill those things?
The only thing I want to tell you is, honestly, for the youth, I think at the parliament, it's only at the parliament I can do something for them. That is not good laws for them, so that they can have skills and employment. That's what we are doing at the parliament. So this is why the first question I told you that when I go back to the parliament again, this is the area I'm going to focus on, to make sure that good laws are there for the youth and women.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Thank you.
Honorable, I come tell you candidate do parade like GBA for yes, Amul Nyasi, Modu Kamara. So exactly, GBA from Basel. So thank you very much. That was Momodu Kamara. I think he is coming. We see whether we'll get Mr. Kamara, of course, to ask him some questions here. Momodu Kamara is of course, the National Assembly member for Fonyi Bintang constituency. Well, Honorable, welcome to Kerr. You are live on Kerr and Membe Caring Radio and TV. Mr. Camara, you've already presented your documents for nomination. What is next?
Thank you very much, Kerr. I'm so great and grateful. I'm so grateful to be invited here. Next, I've presented my documents to the IEC, and all are certified. So the next move is for the campaign now, to go back to my people for the campaign. Yeah.
What is next for you when it comes to this parliamentary election? Looking at the voter turnout in your constituency in the presidential election, do you think your people will vote you in?
Yes, I'm confident that your people will vote for me.
What have you achieved in Fonyi Bintang?
I always tell people the first thing I achieve in is reconciliation, because when 2017 you know how volatile Fonyi is, the political environment is in the Gambia, especially in Fonyi. So the first achievement I think, is reconciliation, to make sure that my people are reconciled. Because if you could remember, when I was voted in, there was a serious fight in my district. So that was my first focus, to make sure that my people are one. Because without peace, there's no development. So that was the first thing I focused on, to make sure that peace is maintained in my district.
That's correct. We have Amul not long ago. He just left. Well, we asked him about the presence of the economic in Fonyi, and then he has been one MP who has been fighting for them to actually move out of Fonyi. Have you achieved anything in that? We have not been hearing from you regarding the presence of economic in Fonyi.
Thank you very much. Maybe you are seeing Amul is one who is so facing. But it's not like Amul, if you ask him. All of us are together in this fight. So facing and fighting is not the same. Maybe you have seen, but if you ask, all of us are in this fight since 2017. We achieved a lot. We've tried a lot. We invited the ministers, we met the ministers, we met the president himself about the Fonyi issue. If not long when this incident happens, I personally go to the Minister of Interior. Actually, you have seen it in the papers. We at the Assembly, also the Security Committee, together with us, called all the security heads, plus the two ministers, plus their permanent secretaries, to address the issue. So we've done a lot. Even well before this, we are meeting the government to make sure that this ECOMOC troop are not stationed in here. We are not saying that ECOMOC should not be here, but our concern is what has happened now. Because you say the Kasans rebels and the ECOMOC, distance is not far. So we are appealing to them so that they can bring other nationalities in Fonyi and take away from the Senegalese there. But they did not hear us until, unfortunately, this incident happens. So we are doing a lot, honestly, for this people. And really, we definitely appeal to the government still now. Please, let them remove these Senegalese, because not saying you have seen what that happen. Anything can happen more than this.
All right.
Yeah.
I am made to understand that, I understand that. This will be the last question. I'm made to understand there is another candidate that is coming. APRC is divided into two, just in 1 minute. Now, do you think this will affect you during this election?
Yes, I know it will affect me, but not much, honestly. It will affect me, but not much.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So we are going back. There's another candidate who's just stepped in, of course, to present his nomination documents here. Thank you very much. Is it? Okay, is he? All right. Thank you very much. Communicating with my people there. So we say, who is this person? Of course, we'll try and bring him or her on the platform here. So we go to the table and see how the person will present his or her documents. About?
HR, yes, at the ministry. We have a legal process. Just make sure before you print it out, you give us a sample.
Yeah, we'll do that.
You want to submit it now, or you still want to? Yeah, that's how I see it. If it's no, you want to check it, or you're satisfied with it as it is. If you're satisfied, we don't have to. No, it's not you. Once you give it to us, there is a day set out for reconciliation. That's when you will come back, and then we reconcile based on the other candidates who are in the same constituency. No problem. We need to get it as soon as possible.
Yeah, we do that.
Mr. Colley, yes, we've checked through all your papers. Now we're giving you back 2 documents. One is the checklist showing what documents you've submitted, and that's why it's all marked. You have a copy, we have a copy. In the event we need to reference, that's what we're going to do, to reference. At this point in time, we will only issue you with a receipt of your nomination. Acceptance will be given at the end of the process. Your nominees will be checked, verified, to make sure that you have valid 300 for that constituency. Once that is done and there is no objection to your candidature, then we will issue the written acceptance. If there is an objection, we will notify because we need to come back and to clarify what the objection is. As soon as we are ready, your papers will be on the table for the public scrutiny, so that people can come in and look at it. From this morning, all the ones we do,
they are all on the table right now. For anybody to come and look at them, and if they have any objection, to make them. And yeah, basically that's it. I guess you're among the 5 that already paid for the get for this.
No, no.
Yes, yes.
Is it part of the 5 that we paid for?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, the sponsor letter is already there.
No, no.
5 is part of it. It's part of the deposit. Yes.
The 5,000 deposit that you're supposed to pay. We got notification that 5 people were paid.
He's part of that.
But we want to be sure whether you are part of the 5. Because we saw on other list that indicates 7.
He's part of it.
That would be fine.
Yes.
This one is the code of conduct campaign ethics, guiding with the rules and regulations, guiding the campaign. So it went through, and this one is our own copy. We've signed to indicate to us that we've confirmed and we're going to obey by it. Why we do this? Because we want to have a peaceful campaign. So we want to have the council, we have the
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you. Now, you have the journalists for 10 minutes, and then I think somebody else is waiting at the back. So as soon as we're ready, we want to call in the next standing.
All right, thank you very much. That was Colley. Yes, Colley is the candidate for Fonyi Berefet constituency in the West Coast region. That is Colley. Akamtele ko Colley kana diamole. Atefana mu Fonyi Berefet. Yeah, Fonyi Berefet. Aning journalist wala kana diam le janimba sur na platform ora jankanya ne because it's interesting ali mole mi alam ko candidate kutamalti in Fonyi because sunkar le benunje ya eto atabe sunkar no le takan bare ngataje ngajibe abe mune fola journalist wala follow kola ngana ngamurun na jang platform oto ninna interview so ni nga soto jang den nga tenta ngata follow
intact and submitted.
Yes, all my papers are intact and are submitted.
Now tell us, why are you throwing your heart into the race to represent Fonyi Berefet in the National Assembly?
Anyway, I think this is a constitutional mandate given upon me as a citizen of the Gambia to serve my people, since my former current MP has resigned and have taken this challenge upon me when my people approached me to come and contest for the National Assembly. Because of the entrust they have on me, that is why I take this challenge so that I can come and contest to also play my part for the national development of the Gambia and the interest of the Fonyi Berefet. That is why I came wholeheartedly to come and contest for this position.
As an aspiring candidate who is vying for the first time, what are you bringing on the table for the people of Fonyi Berefet?
Anyway, what I'm bringing for the people of Fonyi Berefet, because this is National Assembly, it is not about bringing something to Fonyi Berefet, it's to serve the nation, the best interest of the nation, the interest first, the nation we see first. I cannot promise to anybody that if I am elected, I'll bring a project in Fonyi. No, because our role of the National Assembly is quite different from bringing a project in Fonyi, because the role of National Assembly is a quite different thing.
Yes, bringing something on the table here does not mean you're going to bring project.
Yes.
But at least you there to represent the people of Fonyi Berefet,
Yes.
where laws are being made.
Yes.
And you will be there defending, their needs, their basic needs, one can say, that is going to uplift their lives and livelihoods.
What I want to say that my motto is for the national interest first. Anything that is put or built into the National Assembly, which is the interest of the Gambia, is not personal interest. I am going to support it full forcefully and not for the individual interest.
Hope Mr. Colley, if elected into office, wouldn't be a rubber stamp as
No. Because I know
my responsibility. I know how to call it. I'm not a junior civil servant in the system. I've been a teacher for almost 10 years, and I have been working at the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education as a HR focal point, appointment and posting of teachers. With that experience I have and expertise, I know I will be not a rubber stamp at the National Assembly, saying yes or no, sir, no.
Yes, in fact, that was going to be my next question. You've left a void at the Ministry of Education, a very important ministry, to contest, to enter, to throw, and get into politics. Why?
Anyway, that is my first, like when I started, my people approached me. The trust they have me to come and serve for them in the National Assembly. Then with that trust, I cannot betray my people because of they have entrust on me. And whether education or whether National Assembly is the same national development, why not I come and serve for my people?
You are flanked by the former National Assembly member who is here with you. Would you do better than he has done in the last 5 years?
Anyway, inshallah, Allah is great. I may say here yes, but Allah knows the best. But what is my intention? I want to leave a legacy more than him before I leave the office.
Now, going forward, what is next?
Sorry?
Going forward, what is next for you?
Anyway, next for me, if there is life, there is hope. Yes.
Okay. All right. That takes me to the former National Assembly member, Honorable Sunkar Baji. You are here with Colley. Obviously, this shows that you thrown your weight behind him. Why have you resigned and why are you supporting him?
Thank you very much. You see, development is a continuous process. There's no individual or government that can complete a nation's development aspirations. As a result, I thought I've done my quota towards the socio-economic development of the Gambia and Fonyberifa in particular. And as a result, I thought it's not time for me to give up. Look into considerations. 2002 to date, I've been in leadership in that constituency, and I think I've done my quota, so I want to give way to the younger people to continue the development aspirations of my constituency.
Okay. And you were not pushed over, you just resigned honorably to give chance to the young ones. Yeah. And why do you think, among all the lots, he is the chosen one?
No, I know him actually, because when taking a look at the profile of other aspirants, and I did read between the lines, I think to the best of my conscience, he's the best candidate. And as a result, for me, I have policies and I have principles, and I vote and support on principles. And among the people as aspirants, I know and I see he is the best, and I'll throw my weight to his candidature.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Ibu Naja.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Abarkabake. Thank you very much. Let's go along. Of course, Ibu Futatanane. Mi along ko Ibu Colley. Mi along ko Atelebe Lola. Of course, Fonyi Prefect constituency. Honorable welcome, Michael Muta. Ebe live on Kerr Fatou aning membe caring TV and radio. So Michael Muta. Thank you very much. Saingela Kaitol DIC. Le munem next day.
Next, I'm waiting for the IEC.
Michael. Yeah.
For the next, anyway, right now, the IEC, I have submitted all my papers, and I have the belief that I will be considered to be context for the forthcoming National Assembly election, because all my papers are intact, and I have no doubt that I will get my submission.
All right. So we've seen changes in Fonyi. Is it for the first time I can say? I don't know. But in 2017, it's like APRC are maintaining their 5 parliamentarians in Fonyi. But we've seen in your constituency it's different. Sunkar was the National Assembly member for your constituency. Why are you coming up? Is Sunkar not competent, or why are you selected?
No, Sunkar is competent. He's competent. Sunkar was before being a National Assembly member, he was working on the area council for almost 15 good years, and he served as a chairman at National Assembly at area council. and 5 years as a National Assembly member, then Sunkar feel that he is the one to give chance to young one to come and take over, then does not mean that Sunkar is not competent. He is competent. Because if he is not competent, he cannot be a chairman to the area council.
Was it the decision of the executive of APRC, or was it Sunkar's decision, or is the people of Fonyi that are not happy with him?
No. To be frank, I don't think it's because of the people of Fonyi does not entrust him or does not want him to come. But he take it as a wholeheartedly to give chance to young ones.
All right. So, how optimistic are you? You're going to win this election?
100% optimistic. I'm going to win, inshallah.
What will be your first priority when you are elected in the National Assembly? You have a lot of problems in Fonyi. The difference between people, the presence of the economic soldiers. What will be your priority?
I know one thing people need to understand. In life, there is changes, and when changes come, we have to accept it. Because if you look at the role of a National Assembly member, it's not mean that what you have to do for the people of the Fonyi. This is about the nation, the national interest force. If I see what is in Fonyi and the problem in Fonyi and the challenges in Fonyi, it is for the national interest, I'm going to push it out at the National Assembly to see that the people of Fonyi, because they are part of the Gambia, they also have the right to execute their duties. If they are not treated fairly, and then they are part of the Gambia, I should make consultation to make sure that the people of Fonyi are also considered.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable, for coming to my platform on the Kerr Fatou and Membe Kerr. I saw Sunkar here, but it seems like there is another candidate already in.
Okay.
Thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Honorable. I am Buba Gajigo. Thank you. Thanks for coming. All right. You can place the mic there. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we are going to move to the table. Abarkabake, wolem Ibu Quality. Matefanam freda nung platform or proka diamo atemu Fonyi brefe constituency belola welto andung sign akam teleko nte mo sorola je min tomu sunkarti kabira akam teleko atebe chance di kan modo la pro ay tambi nyumu kuleti mi alonga kumata natra wala be kiring akobe chance le di kan nata na cameraman ol pareta dong be ta tabulo kan say nga jibe kol mi alonko wala be ke kanje sign Charles.
Your nominees, the 300, will be checked to make sure that you have 300 valid. It's not just for yourself, it's every candidate that comes in. We only give you an acceptance at the end of the whole process. Okay? So we will do that. As soon as we're ready here, your papers will be on the table for the public to come and see and scrutinize what the detail is in your documents. If there's an objection, we will notify you.
As I told you earlier, the rules and regulations regarding the campaign program, and you've made your submittal indicating all the regulations that are on it have been approved by you. So why we do this is because we want to have good and peaceful campaign exercise for good people, so we can have a peaceful exercise.
Thank you very much. Well, your deposits have already been paid at the headquarters. Okay. That's why I did not ask you for the money. Okay.
And I just want to ask, thank you very much. But then I want to know when coming up with
Yes, it's all in the program. Now, if you don't have the, we will call you to tell you which day you come in, together with your campaign manager also, so that we'll sit around, because we need to get all the campaigns together and we consolidate it and make it one for the constituency. And that once that is approved, each candidate will have a copy. Okay? So, yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Okay. All right, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Candidate for APRC, and this time is for Fonyi Jarol, that is Araji Sankung Jamme for Fonyi Jarol constituency in the of course West Coast region. He's about to of course talk to journalists that are present on the ground here. So I believe shortly we will join them. He'll be talking to some journalists there, and we'll come back. We are going to have him on our platform here. You're watching Kerr Fatou on Member Caring TV and radio live here, and we are broadcasting in Brikama at the IC complex in Brikama. My name is Buba Gajigo. Joining me is Aliu Fall from Member Caring. So Let's go and find out what he's saying.
All, I can say, some that are required to be submitted, but I am told that I'm left with maybe 2, that is my identity card and the sample that I'm going to show for putting it on the ballot box until whenever they are ready for that, but they understood ours are the problem, so we are making up better ones to submit as soon as possible.
Okay, good. You're seeking the elections. Why?
Well, because I know it is not easy to make up development within a shorter period. You know, giving somebody a better chance, I think that will help me also to come up with incompleted projects or incompleted programs that I have been doing during my 5-year past years that I did. So, you know, having this at the back of my mind, that if I'm given the second chance to come up, maybe I'll have a better time now to do my utmost to make sure that at least those incompleted projects or programs are completed in a shorter time, within 10 years' time, as I wish to have it with my people.
Do you think you have done enough in the last 5 years for the people of Jaro to give you another mandate?
I mean, you know, it's not easy to give enough because, as I said, it's not 5 years. Actually, is a very short period for a good development, in the sense that, I mean, developments all depend on the resources that you have. If you don't have enough resources to put up all the things that you need for your people, sometimes it can take you a wider period. So I did what I think I can do within 5 years, but as I said, you know, 5 years is not enough for somebody to do what is expected to do at that higher level.
If you had to look back to what you have did, or what you have done, rather, what can you point at and say, okay, I have succeeded in this in the national, in representing my people at the National Assembly, that is going to change, or that has changed their lives and livelihoods?
Yeah, I can just name a few, like when we could go to the youth sector. You know, the youths of my area, in terms of their this, you know, youthhood activities like sporting and the like, I mean, I did what I think is good for them. And through contacting them, I have seen that they've appreciated at least the little that I've done for them. And not other than that, you go to other communities, I did some other development things for them, like giving electricity, street lights, you know, even electrification. You know, I did all that for not all the areas in my area, but then there are a few areas that I at least took some of these things to.
Okay. In the parliament, in terms of enacting bills, in terms of enacting laws, were you part of National Assembly members who were pushing for the enactment of bills that you know would directly impact on the people of your constituency? And if yes, can you tell us some of these bills, especially in terms of youth empowerment, women, etc.?
No, I mean, yes, of course, because we are there representing the people. So obviously, if whatever bill comes to the parliament, we scrutinize it, go over it, see whether it is suitable for our people. When if it is, through consultation, and I join my group to support the bill.
If elected into office, if given a second mandate, what do you think would be the difference? We know the past 5 years you were in an opposition. Now you are running on an APRC ticket, but in alliance with the ruling party. Would there be any difference?
I think so, because as we all know, let's say a certain party having the power as a government, we all know what it takes to be. So automatically and obviously, as somebody representing my people under the ticket of APRC and aligned with NPP, I know for sure there's going to be a difference, because sometimes it's not easy if you are in opposition to get something from the government. which you are not part of, although partially you are not part of. What I mean in that is you don't vote for that government to come into power. So always sometimes it means you have different thinking.
What is that right?
Can you come up again?
Is that right? Being in opposition should that be a difficulty in getting something from the government?
Yes, sometimes it could. Because, like, for example, like maybe if you want something for your people or something that you think on your side is good for the nation, and maybe it may be contrary to what the sitting power may think is not in their favor.
So you are hopeful when you go to the parliament, you will be able to do more or for your constituency?
For sure, inshallah, God willingly, I know.
Okay.
With the help of God, I know things will
And how confident are you?
100%. But I can say I'm optimistic that if I'm elected back again.
How confident are you of going back to the National Assembly?
Yeah, of course. In fact, coming here to be nominated and the people that I have behind me have shown me that, yeah, you are the right guy for our area.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Just to tell you that you are still watching Kerr Fatou and Member Caring Live, and we are going to have an interview with Sankung also. Well, Sankung, yes, you can have a seat. This is Jola. Njeni janjam Jola. Why siku ni jamede? Problem later. Karesa buma. All right. No problem. Mr. Jame, thank you very much for coming. You are live on Kerr Fatou, also on Member Caring. You have presented your documents for nomination. What is next for you?
Yeah, next for me is now to go back to my people to show them that now I've been my nomination in house. And now what is left is now to mobilize people to give me the support, so that when it comes to elections, I might become the winning candidate.
What have you achieved for the past 5 years?
Well, what I have achieved, well, I can only name a few, or tell you just few. On the side of youth sector, what I have achieved is through my efforts and through my participation with these youths, I have made youths to come together.
Hello, Michael Sellens. Okay.
Yeah, made youths to come together. That is to see each other as brothers and sisters, to see each other as they are the next generation that are to come, to at least take our positions and to do even better.
All right. So we've seen Fonyi Jarol. It's a constituency that was very interesting during the presidential election around Kalaji, Sintate, and Jarol itself. We have a large number of people who voted for the North Alliance movement. Are you able to convince these people to vote for you during the parliamentary election?
In fact, I may say that statement is wrong, because we won.
You won there, but I mean, just let me come. You won there, but they also have votes there, and they have a good number. Just what I'm saying.
They don't have a good number.
Of course, that's a good number.
No, that's not a good number. If it's a good number, that would have led them to score what they want.
So, but your logic is they have not won, and but you agreed that they have votes there.
No, yeah, they have votes.
All right.
But that
are you going to are you able to convince these people to vote for you?
No, of course. Some of those guys once stood by me to put me for the past 5 years as their MP. So I know with my relation with some of them, because remember, this is politics. This is politics. Sometimes you may not be with somebody in the same party, okay? But when it comes to something like this, he or she maybe can give you his or her vote, whatever relation may be there.
Thank you very much. We understand that there is another candidate coming. So we thank you very much for coming to our platform.
Thank you very much. I wish we have plenty time.
I will take your number. I'll bring you to my platform.
No
thank you. No problem. My editor will take that. You can give the number. You can put the mic down and you give your number to my editor. Thank you very much. So we witnessing the arrival of another candidate. So we are going there to find out. I believe now we'll be having Kadi Kamara of Fonyi Bondali. Yes, I believe. She's the only female candidate throughout Fonyi. There are 5 constituencies and of course some 4 male candidates and 1 female. So Kadi Colley will be coming, I believe so. If they are ready, Siri and others, yeah, we'll go to the table. All right, thank you.
For the symbols and the photos. Hello? Yes. For the symbol and the photo, you need to bring us a sample. Once they are ready, you bring us a sample so that we approve the sample before you print. through all the documents that you provided us, or you submitted. And we've marked, based on the checklist, all the documents that you've submitted. In the event we have to reference, that's the list we're going to use to confirm that you brought this and we received it. At this point, we're going to issue with a receipt of nomination, not an acceptance. It's a whole process. After the scrutiny and then the checking of your nominees to make sure that you have 300 valid. Once we've completed that and there's no objection to your candidation, then we will issue you with an acceptance. Okay. So as soon as we're ready here, your documents will be out on the table. Right now, it will be out on the table for anyone to come and look at them. And if you have any objection, then they will raise it and I will notify you. And then you will have to come and defend or clear any doubts that there are. Okay. So, congratulations, and I wish you all the best.
Regarding this document, set of rules and regulations for the campaign. Why are we doing this? Because we want to have a peaceful campaign, free of violence. At the end of the day, elections.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Guys, all the best of luck.
Thank you.
So how would he be able to know that? Oh, no. Now we are about to start the interview. Now for the interview. Right here.
That was Kadi Kamara there. He is the sitting MP for Fonyi Bondale district. Already submitted her, of course, nomination papers. Now about to speak to journalists shortly, and we will have on our platform here with member Kerr. So we will definitely join there and see what is he going to say. If the technicians are ready, Charles answer. All right.
Ambakan, baru mantra live. Kombakan.
Honorable, good afternoon. Can you just confirm to us if you have successfully submitted all your papers required by the International Electoral Commission?
Yes, I have already successfully fulfilled all the required documents that were asked by the IEC.
Now tell us, why are you seeking re-election for the seat of Fonyi?
I'm seeking re-election for the seat of Fonyi Bondale because I want the people of Fonyi Bondale to reconcile, and also we have started some development in our area, and I want to complete this development in the Fonyi Bondale constituency.
Why do you want them to reconcile? What do you mean by you want them to reconcile? What is the problem?
Because we have this political, some are in the no to coalition, some are in the yes to coalition, and we are all one Gambia, one family, and one nation. So we have that small difference between the people of Fonyi Bondale, and as far as I am concerned, I want all of us to reconcile and be as one family.
You said some development projects that you want to complete. Can you be specific?
I have a proposal that I want to construct and help us at one of my villages. So I don't want to reveal that village. So I was promised that before the end of this March, they are going to lay the first foundation of that help us. So I want to complete that project.
Would that project be complete or would it be complete if you are not elected in the office?
Even though I am not elected in the office, that project will be completed because it was a promise given by me.
Now, going into the National Assembly, you are there to enact laws. Have you been enacting or have you been part of National Assemblies who have been fighting for laws that will definitely benefit and improve the livelihoods of their people, especially people of
Yes, I am part of those National Assembly members who are fighting for the livelihood of their people, and I will say that I am one of the National Assembly members who stood and fight for the right of my people.
If you are elected back into office, what are some of the areas that you would push in the National Assembly that would impact on your people?
We need good road network, and we also want to need clean water. There are so many things that we need to have in our constituency.
What would be the difference? You, in the last 5 years, you were an opposition in the National Assembly under the APRC. You are still going back to the National, if elected, you will go back to the National Assembly under an APRC ticket. But now, in alliance with National People's Party, who are in government, what difference would that make?
It is going to make a very big difference, because at that time I was an opposition, but now I am part of the government, and I know government will support me to do some of my development areas, some of my developmental projects in my area. It is going to be a very big difference.
So you believe that you have served your people well in the last 5 years to convince them to give you their votes again, to serve them for another 5 years in one of the most important institutions of this country, that is the National Assembly?
I hope so, because if I did not serve them well in the National Assembly, I don't think they would select me again to contest as their National Assembly MP.
We don't know yet who will be your opponents, but are you confident if you happen to have others who are challenging you in these upcoming parliamentary elections?
Yeah, I am very confident.
And now what is next for Honorable Kamara after the nomination?
After the nomination, we are going to the campaign field.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Understand that she is done? Yeah. Oh, very soon. All right. Thank you very much. So Kadi is coming to join this platform here. Thank you very much. Just a reminder that you are watching Kerr Fatou live and member caring. I am Buba Gajigo, and joining me is, of course, I'm Aliu Fall. Kadi is already here. Kadi barka bagi honorable. Honorable barka bagi ka futana program to ibe yes, sorry. Si yes, I go with that. All right. Thank you very much. Ibe live lor Kerr Fatou and member caring TV and radio. Sayela kaitol di, ela kaitol be sita le fodol bijele milmansi.
Na kaitol da naka abele sita follow for the campaign itinerary. Mawle de da follow. But kaitol member requires be sita le.
Munana yemini o manna. Ye require minol foenne. Munana.
Campaign itinerary, to me, is a sort of emergency sign thing, because I have to sit and work with my committee in a campaign itinerary de dala nyame. Isaje ninna opponent nyon kana nyo ma silu kan nimbita campaign.
Okay. In the last 5 years so, the matter to inform you bondali bakele, you represent bakele before you became MP fangoti. I know that. But what have you achieved? Munem koti me along achieve me at in etia merea deserve like kamuru at the parliament.
Kamurang at the parliament ya jele ko ngela right to fight back a deputy bottle, because nimmenka National Assembly procedure jube ba jele ko kadi kamara mo molti me alon ko ayala foni bondali molo ay fasa bakele ando akela kuwo kumbo bake député botole so wala ya tinna iko kote ke fana ilafta ka murundi je nga continue ke wo fasaro ani wo demaro ka kela député boko.
This last 5 years, mune the biggest achievement in Fonyi Bondali, because near Bondali Jibe, in Fonyi Bondali constituency, Sate Jamal Bijele Mialonko Ebe Konoto Andum. They need a lot of things. Nina Bondali Fango towards inside Kalim, Bisari Wall, Kata Bambara, Nil Bebe la constituency la kono. They need a lot of support. What have you achieved within the past 5 years?
na area to ma achieve no bare nga fenko soto ko this time barin saying nin mansaye mulodu ñobulle nga jiko soto ko wo kole ya kuol nak mbe nyina la wol bela le fereng.
Well, ni funding dol diamra in fonyi bondali ko ye promise dol le kemia lon ko e make. Ye promise no munela e mambinge en fonyi bondali during your campaign.
Nte during my campaign nte buka promise ke. The only promise nga men ke walam de to provide them a consequence allowance. And nga molu soto le men ya lon ko de ise wo cede anole nga wo ko do start le ka deposit into the accounts. So wo committee bijele melu marta wala wol sa fono le fo nga promise ke le ma fulfill fo nga fulfill.
APRC talata fulalti saying kabrin karte fa kera ngajele alla model bijele ya fay noto alliance movement despite atolle winter in fonyi bondali. Do you think yimbe affect lala in the upcoming election, parliamentary election?
Tela mira rota ten affect nola because ngajele ko presidential election men tambita ntolu men ya lon ko tata yes to alliance aning MPP ntole winter je and this time fanang na assurance dila ko ning atarantolu fana man divide into two be winna je la koteke.
Finally munem as a woman pour que National Assembly member di kewole siara bake Gambia la National Assembly to na loi da bungo but muso kela constituency represent munem quality mi alonko ya fees within the last 5 years la experience mi alonko ya soto as a woman ka doko ki kewol kono ki full constituency represent.
Ni nata pour as a woman ka doko ke kewol kono nte nga ala tentu bakel because ning kewol mele be doko wala yem fasa bakele e manna musuya jube surtout na moño foñi député e manna musuya jube yem fasale ye makoy yen tete fo mfutata bito ning inata député bu wala karola ni aje lafta musol ye siya député bu ngoto because musol la bilo fa men nata député bu ngoto nen atara musol siyata no député bu ngoto wo bilo nyim bitale bare musol la doya député bu ngoto wala tina wo bilo nyim mantano so wala tina be gambianol dane la dukare nga musolu nge sembentu yande isaje musolu fananse siyano député bu ngoto isaje lafta men na wo fananse keno.
Thank you very much. Baraka baki.
Ala baraka baki.
Thank you very much. Baraka baki. Ka futana program auto yes digitale kombe I see la some official soul sotolale be alonko pour ka je ko ni si kachano nyame bari na molbe o arrange kan pour si futano na nyame ali wolem kadi kamarati fonyi bondali aka buka promise ke ni ya ko so le bari politician on ning so soro aka buka promise ke
ku claim fana ala yo so wala te play ya for I put wolem ala ay constituency promise bina constituency allowance andum mol bi jele minister lono ka foko wo promise de I will fulfill I think what is good at least akaf I fem point no ka foko nganding kele as opposed to some other detail because ni only ka munela greatest achievement some of them might struggle ka foko nganyineke but then she is able to point out one thing ay kudo fanam fa ko pour musole sia député bondo niaje musola bill for natana a struggle ta because musol man siaje so I think war is also very important abe musol encourage kang you doing into politics finally a relation for aning anyong ke député especially minu botanam foni ako imala musoya jube they've been supportive so I think wolfanal they are very important ni do kolbe keri kadung bo kukili nyanta ko understand wolem ko ndolla député most of them la background buka ke politics ti ikatara kurole kono mole wuli koy ko to nyata ite de kallo sate la kulale na yeta yen represent so dol buka political background soro bodi wayla ko is good enough neither a député moto those mini experience soro ya share with those minatano newly akana ke on party lines ninga jube kon better kana bankole represent wrong during politics and campaign se political use no se na party colors use no, but once you are elected into office inyanta mi mira wolem na bankoti all those constituencies ni are combined wolon Gambia. So I think min kumba kumata je wolon Gambia la interest in daka jube, and it's very good that people like Kadi Kamara will see Fafo, but like you said minuka karte fire wolen ning kumol findita ko promisol leketa minimum fulfill. So let's see at the end of the day 9th April ni for Buffalo view Kadi or somebody else will be said.
Yeah, I'm interested in the back. Like I'm so in most of these places not alliance movement yeah, candidate also rojele. So belaflaka I see la regional chairman I believe. So sort of puru naik kacharek
Adesinanu jang, yes.
Close. Yeah.
Yeah. I am Farawa Jane, the regional officer, West Coast region for IEC.
Thank you very much. So it has been, I don't know whether I can call it a very tough day, but can you take us through of what happened today?
Yeah, you know, it's a bit a busy day because as you can see, we started the nominations by 9 a.m. in the morning. And we end at 4. So today we have 2 independent candidates that came for the nominations, and that was 9 and 12. Then by 3, the APRC came, and we have about 5 candidates of APRC. That is the whole of the 5 who
Interesting. So did you have any problem in regards to the documents that they are presenting for their nominations?
Well, as of now, no. All the requirements that we are giving to them by the IEC, they've all fulfilled those criteria yet. Now we've received their nomination files. Assessment has already been going on, going through their nominees, and the files are open for scrutinized. At the end of the day, when everything is over, then we can accept their nomination pending any objection from those the documents.
All right. So maybe you will have any information that you want to share with the people before I leave you.
Yeah. Right now, yes. The only info that I can is the issues of the nomination period, and as you can see, the security, the working very fine of the office. The way we plan the nominations are exactly how the thing is going. It's going normal anyway. And I want to share this with the public that let that momentum continues till at the end of the day, because at the moment we have a peaceful nomination process. Of course, we hope to have a peaceful campaign, and of course, it's going to end up with the peaceful elections, and that's what IEC is vying for.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much for having you. So I am going to have. Yes, you can place it on this. Thank you very much for coming. That was of course, chairman. That is the West Coast Region chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission there. So we thank you very much for having you. We're going to, of course, have Aliou Fall. Aliou Fall will be joining me to continue with the analysis before we close here. That was the last candidate of the day. So it seems like they are not having any problem for now, Mr. Fall. What the chairman is saying, everything went well. Right now, they don't have any problem. Problem for today. They have, of course, received documents of 2 independent candidates and, of course, the APRC candidates who came, 5 of them together in the West Coast here. They've received 7 for today. Of course, at Carnifing also they'll receive some, but here, but they're saying there is no problem for now.
Yeah, I think attest to the fact that it had been violence-free and everything has gone smoothly. You know, from the morning up till at the end of the program for today. One thing he said, that is when they are done, it will be open for public scrutiny and things. That that will be really interesting. I only hope that there will be some changes as opposed to how it was done in the presidential election.
This is exactly what I wanted to say.
yes. That is something I am hoping that they will look into that, because the time given for scrutiny at the presidential definitely was not enough. Yes, so we hope they will also learn from that and make sure that when it comes to this one, there will be ample time for people to come and scrutinize, so that people can give their views and versions of whatever they think about each and every candidate. So I think by and large it had been a very successful day as far as the Brikama unit of the IEC is concerned, and of course we hope that we'll be back another time to continue doing what we were doing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Mr. Balan.
Thank you.
Definitely, that was a very, very, very great analysis. So we are saying thank you very much for coming, for member caring TV and radio, and of course we are watching Kerr Fatou. So we thank you very much to the full team, Charles and the team. They've been doing amazing job throughout today. Charles Elvis Ngam is the head, and of course you have Ba Omar, that is Omar of Member Caring.
Yes.
Yes, that is yes, of course Omar Bojang of Member Caring. You have of course Sire Drame, also is part of the technical team, and we have Lamin Fati who was arranging for all the people that you were seeing, together with my of course able editor that is Mustafa Sise. This was definitely a success. We thank you very, very much for also watching. We have our of course our Lamin Cham here, because I can say the brunch today could not come, but then expect a very good, interesting brunch next week. So we thank the team. We thank you very much for watching Kerr Fatou. And tomorrow also, if God wills, we will be at the Independent Electoral Commission Complex in Kanifing to show you every one that is coming there to present his or her nomination document. I am Buba Gajigo. Bye-bye.
Assalamualaikum, assalamualaikum, assalamualaikum. Askani Adina, askani Gambia, askani diaspora. Xam nga bu ma nee askani Gambia Adina sax wax naa yëpp ba pare. Nan lañ rek leen doon toogal hankañ ñor na waaw the plus. Xam ngeen ne yéegi ngeen a dégg the plus in skincare plus is already here. Finally, egsi na hankañ suñ plus bi egsi na. Moo nekk ni ñu ngi lañ ko amal fii ci diggi Manjai highway. Manjai Kotu highway fa lañ ibbi di plus mooy lan? Mooy the extras in skincare plus. suñ cuuraay gerte yi, suñ araw yi, suñ mbaxal yi, suñ jën yi, suñ suulaale yi, suñ nokkas yi hankañ indil lañ leen ko fii ci diggi Manjai ne ko fii comme ni ma ko doy waxee rek ne ko fii para caca caac hankañ waa diaspora bi xam ngeen ne ci noppal ren rek lañ nekk boo tukki ñëw Gambia fii you can party all that you want, we got you. Waaw boo toogee ba dernier moment pare pour dem daago rek ñëw di plus bu ko defee ñu package la li nga bëgg yëpp muy araw muy cuuraay gerte muy suñ mbaxali Saalum boobee suñ kereng kiisoo bi yooyu noonu yëpp amal nañ leen ko fii. waa Gambia tamit nag xam nga rek the working women, we want to make life easy for you. Our mbaxal is pre-made. Baxal sa maalo rek even bachelor si sax boo amee rek sa rice cooker baxal sa maalo rek teg sa mbaxal rek ahankay mbaxali Saalum laa wax de ahankay Charles fa lay waxee. bu loolu passé amal nañ leen nag suñ own freezing system. fu mu nekk nii suñ freezer bee nekk nii dañ laa jaay ba pare bu la neexee ñu freezer la ahankay paquetel la emuñ foofu rek sax boo bëggee ñu wéyal la yëpp yóbbul la ko ba airport. waaye yéen lii ngeen ne lan xanaa lan comme ni ma ko dee waxee rek xanaa neex. waaw suma partenaires yi rek ñoo nekk ni ki mooy Aïda boo lañ fi ñëwee boo lañ ma fi fekkutee ndegam manque di jaabante rek mun ngeen fee fekk Aïda mbaate mun ngeen fee fekk it rakki Aïda kañ ki mooy caat moo ngi nii waaw suñ plus gaa ngi nii fii nii waa fii mooy area bi nga xamante ni fa la ñoo defaree package suñ araw yeeg suñ all those kind of stuff moo nekk ni ñu ngi ci préparation nag pare nguñ we not quite ready but we almost there loolu bu passé we have another work area fii na am meat cutting unit fish and meat cutting unit nga xam ne boo indi sa jën bugg ñu dogal la ko in lions nice pieces machine boobu dina nekkee fii nga xam ne nañ leen bugg di dogal ñaari raxasookaay nag lañ am this is one work area and that one is another work area parce que comme ni ngeen ko mus di xamee rek lépp loo xam ne luy dugg ci biir la dama make sure ne defar naa ko ci anam bu aw yoon nag parce que comme niñ ko lay waxee rek biir nag dafa lëndëm nag lu faa war a dugga war nañoo xam exactly naka la fa taajoo waaw suñ freezing unit bi nag man xaaral nag ma boole si sax lan macha allah dem na ñetti yoon 2 hours ago rek lañ ñu indil ay waas believe it or not the wases are frozen solid already waaw dugal nañ ko ci biir du ma ko génnee sax di ci xam nga taxal suma loxo yeeg yooyu noonu waaye it on point freezes in no time waaw xankañ fii mooy D plus so bu ca kanamee dinañ dem ci beneen doom bu ees di waaw dama wasin ay siix waaw twin businesses fii mooy the plus so ci kanam tuuti dinañ dem to the next one bu ko defee ñu wax lañ boobu tamit mooy ban ak naka la fa taajoo